Welcome back to part 2 for the Dream Big Summit here with Allison Carmany, who has been talking to us about the nutrition as well as all other aspects, and she calls it the 8-petal lotus approach to wellness. And I would love if you could listen to the first segment here before you listen to the second segment. So we're going to continue on where we started. A lot of potent things have been said in the first segment. Also, her free gift is up above here. If you click on it, you will be getting the 1 and 100 ways to happiness chart and all the tips that you can use as a mini course for yourself that you can look at every day and work at or make it a weekly goal. So thank you very much. Welcome back, Allison Carmany, and I appreciate you taking your time out. I know you have a class coming up. You're going to be teaching a meditation class in a minute, but so we have another half hour to go here with you, or 25 minutes, I hope. I would love to ask you now, we've talked about the 8-petaled approach, and you pointed out the importance of feeling and focusing on the fulfilled feeling rather than chasing after these things that we think we need. And maybe you can elaborate on that. And also I want to ask you, and this is the real question, suppose we're sitting somewhere where we don't have the fulfilled dream, nor do we know how to get to it, and we don't quite know how to get started getting that feeling. Can you walk us through it?
Yes. Okay. So I have the perfect story to tell you this and to show you from where you can start to where it will end. And this is just one story, but I could tell you a million stories, and I'm sure other people have a million other stories too about the power of manifestation. Because with these 8 petals, let's just say you take one petal, you could break it down and start manifesting these. And I'll tell you my exact story, and you could follow this exact technique that I used. And so with the birth of my son, the birth was 40 hours of natural birth. And it was pretty bad because they broke my water the day before, the night before, and then I didn't have my son till the next day. So basically I was afraid to have my next baby, and I said, I'm never having another baby. So it took me about 2 years to come to, well, I really want to have another baby, but what am I going to do? I have to figure out another strategy because what I did last time wasn't going to work.
Okay.
So I had a lot of fear, and just as everybody else has fear with moving forward, maybe we have a big dream or something that we want to do, but we have so much fear and we're so scared of this. And so what I did was I first started to picture what I wanted. So what did I want for this birth? Like, what did I said, okay, I'd like for the birth to be short. Okay, but not too short, because if it's too short, it's too intense. So I'll take 6.5 hours.
Okay.
And I'll take it outside, okay, under the full moon.
Oh, no way.
Okay, in the middle of the night, so that I don't disturb my son, so he's still sleeping and I can be, in peace and not have to worry about him. And unassisted, so that my midwife wouldn't keep checking me and all that stuff. She'd be there, but she would only help me with the baby. Okay. That I would have a team of people, and I would be in water, and it would be very peaceful. Okay. Wow. So this was the order that I put into the universe. Okay?
Wow.
Okay. So now I didn't believe that this order was actually going to happen. This is a vision that I held for 9 months. And what I did was I had created an altar for this. Okay. And I painted some paintings of sayings that said, you are powerful, you're fully supported by the universe. There's a whole thing. And I had different crystals that I had and statues and different things that every time I woke up in the morning and before I went to bed, which is when the power of manifestation is at its highest, because we're actually at the subconscious mind.
Yes.
Okay, it overrides the conscious brain. So I did this and I thought about this. Okay. And this happened and this went on. Okay. So I went into labor, and this every single thing that I put into the order happened. But beyond that, it was even better. We got pictures of me with the full moon, the peacock in the background, like in the middle of the night. My son woke up 30 seconds before I had the birth.
Oh my God.
Like my son and husband were there present during, like, and my son said, "Oh, she's coming out of mommy's butt." And in the water, I was sleeping. Okay. I was sleeping. I woke up and I said, "The baby's coming." And I pushed out. I grabbed the baby myself, put her on my here, and we stayed in the water. That was it.
Oh, under the full moon outside. And did you say peacocks were behind you?
Peacocks were in the background. Yeah, in the preserve. I live like behind the peacock preserve.
Oh,
and it was amazing.
God.
Okay, so. Now, people could think that, okay, I'm just special, like, you know, I just had this special ability to manifest this. No, I put my focused attention and vision every day on this.
Yes.
And believed it would happen.
Yes.
I mean, there was a part of me that didn't believe it was going to happen, but there was a stronger part of me that wanted it to happen, and I put my attention and vision on it.
Despite the doubts, you focused and refocused on what you wanted.
I kept refocusing on what I wanted. And how the brain works is it is a reticular system. So like how that happens is, like, I don't know if you guys have ever tried to be like, I want a new car. And then all of a sudden you see the car that you want on the road, or
everywhere,
I want a new purse. And then I see that on the, you know, like whatever it is, that you keep seeing it around and start looking, because your brain acts just like that. Yep. And so anybody could do that with anything, any aspect of the petals in their life, or anything that they want in their life. Yes. But what blocks us is really the fear that, am I going to get what I want? Mm-hmm. You know, am I going to get it? Well, we all have that fear, but what if you did get it?
What if? You know what? I once saw a whole presentation that a person said, you know how the easiest way to get into the feeling of what you want? You just ask yourself that question, what if I got this? And we were like going, oh my God, oh, what if? Well, what if? And then you're suddenly in it.
Yeah. So, I mean, so when you're doing in that what if, you know, feeling what it would feel like, you could use all five senses. The more you can engage all five senses, which is the smell, sight, feeling, is more likely for that vision to manifest.
So did you then address your fears, or did you just refocus and just focused on what you did want? I
just kept refocusing. Every time I had this fear of, oh my God, it's going to be just like that other birth, or I'm going to have to be transferred to the hospital, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I just refocused. I had also joined like this thing online. It was like this other bunch of other people that were pregnant. It was like a course from like with support, and it was like different segments. So what I was saying was I got support. Yes. You know, outside, just that I was watching these videos of people that had these births that were peaceful. So I was being shown that there was another way, because what we're shown in the world is, oh, it's, you know, we got to be drugged up. It's negative. There's pain, you know, and all these things of what we have this picture of what things are. You know, the story about what things are.
Right. And then when we imbibe our mind with what is possible, and that's why it's so powerful of people like you sharing that. And I love actually about what you have to share is that you did go through first the bad and then made it the better, and said, you know, despite the fear, you could refocus and surround yourself with a positive potential and other people doing it. And now we have you, and we have Birgit Bader, who also had that kind of a birth and focuses and teaches lectures and writes books about it. And so is there, before I started asking the question, how can I get myself into the feeling? Is there a technique you have to generate the feeling that you said, you know, we want maybe the fast car, but what we really want is the maybe freedom. How do you generate that feeling of freedom?
This is the thing is, first, you have to get down to the core of what you want. Okay. And that takes to go internal. And a lot of us don't want to go internal, because that means slowing down and really listening. And sometimes that can be scary because we're not used to listening to like what we need. We're used to listening to what everybody else outside of us needs.
Powerful.
and then trying to get those things. But the reality is, once we go after what the friend has, what society tells us what we want, and all the stories that everybody else, our parents, mothers, teachers, preachers, all tell us what we want, we get so confused when we actually get it. Then we realize that isn't what we want. So going inside to get clear, what is it? Okay, I want the feeling of freedom. I want the feeling of ecstasy. I want the feeling of joy. I want the feeling of whatever it is for you. It's just what it is. The bottom line is, when it comes down to it, it's just aspects of love. So different aspects of love, but you could want different ones. So just getting down to that feeling. So figuring out what it is, okay? And then focusing on that feeling. So what would that feel like if I was in joy every day, trying to, doing that, getting on the attitude of gratitude, and just, doing, like, say you were looking for the feeling of joy or feeling of love, like feeling gratitude, waking up in the morning. One of the things that I always do is doing 5 things that I feel grateful for.
Yes.
I had a good night's sleep. I had a bed to sleep in. I had air conditioning. It could be just as simple as that.
Yes.
But the feeling of that soft bed sleeping and what it felt like, and then getting into the aspect of that, and that will help.
Beautiful. Yes. So emphasizing and practicing feeling of positive emotions is something that builds on itself. Right? I mean, we strengthen that muscle. We have to prime the pump first, and then it's more and more, it's easier and easier with time to say, okay, what would it feel if I had this sense of, what if I were completely joyful in that birth and that connection with my baby, easy, and how would that feel if I got that? Oh, yes, I would feel this bubbling energy. And that's really what we're looking for. We're not looking for the set and the circumstances or the details even.
Right. Or the how. Like, how is this going to happen? If we focus on the how, then we go into the negative, because we're like, there's no way. There's no way. I actually it was crazy. When I did the workshop here with my friends, I had everybody do the 8-petal thing, and people were putting down stuff that was like crazy. Like they wanted to start this herbology bar. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was like a dream she had. And I was like, and then we started breaking down that idea, and she started focusing on it. And in a matter of 2 months, she had manifested it. Like, where somebody said, oh, I'll open it up in my yoga studio. I'm like, all this stuff. But I have a bunch of stories of other people, the same thing. Like, that they said, oh my God, like, I started focusing on this. I thought it was not even possible.
Yeah.
But once they got clear, got into the feeling, and got into the vision, it's possible.
Exactly. I mean, you are summarizing so much of what the summit is about. Dream big, the universe is listening, and then creating a better life for yourself and the planet. And then also realizing that it's not in the external, it's in the internal pre-creation phase. And then the co-creative phase can start happening. Your subconscious works with a bigger universe, and you create your dreams, and you have to know where you want to go. You have to say, this is where I would like to go. If you just sit there, yeah, of course, then the universe says, well, what is it you want? I can't, come on, get busy dreaming.
And I think another part of it is like, okay, getting the support. So seeing, like I went online to see those people. I didn't know any of these people telling these stories. It's just like an online thing, but I got support. So the other thing is, I saw other people doing it. So I thought, I was okay. The thing, somebody wanted to create money. They go online, they join like some sort of online course where they're seeing people create lots of money.
Yeah.
Surrounding yourself with other people that are doing what you want to be doing.
Awesome.
And that will raise your vibration higher.
Yes.
What they say is, the 5 people that you hang around with, that you're with, you become. You either raise your standards to, or lower your standards to.
Right.
To be with those people. And so why not raise your standard?
Right.
Why not, find a way to raise your standards. So if you're at a certain vibration in one of these aspects of the petal, to maybe find and seek out other people that are successful. See a role model that you see out there doing something, and look to see, what are they doing.
Right.
Research. The other aspect of this is, it's taking action. Like, you can't just sit there and, is my dreams going to come there? every day, you know, I was doing things to take action to make that happen. I hired a whole team of people. Like, I found different people that I wanted to be at the birth. I hired them. You know what I mean? I had set the scenario up. You know, I had certain music that had a specific playlist, you know, things that I wanted, that I took action to create the scenario and the situation to happen.
Like the bowl in which then the universe filled the essence.
I didn't like to sit there, you know, and think that this was going to happen.
Right. It's not going to like come out of the thin air. We have to engage with the world. And then sometimes even more unusual things happen. Like you mentioned that woman who said, oh, I have the yoga studio. You can do the bar in my place. She didn't have to build one from scratch.
Exactly. Because that's the thing, is we don't have to figure out what the how is. If she had to figure out every single thing of the how, she'd say this is not possible. And that's what she was saying before. And then when she went into the abundance of it, just thinking of it, feeling of it, it came. Like, she actually then met the person. She didn't have a relationship with the person before, met the person. Then the person said, oh, like, you could set up this bar in the studio and like have this whole thing.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes, exactly. And it's like this abundant state sends out this radiance to the universe of what it duplicates. It duplicates what we have in our hologram, in our blueprint. It just recreates what we put out as the building plan, like the architect. You know,
because we have to align with that vibration, because everything in your life that is in your life right now, you're aligned with that vibration. Now, we don't like to hear that sometimes, because we're like, well, I didn't create that. And that, you know, but this is the thing, is it acts like a radio. You act like a radio antenna. And you are like magnifying and bringing those things into your life. And so the negative things are in your life. If you don't want them in your life, you have to change that vibration.
Yes. Are there any techniques? I mean, I love what you say, is you refocused. You said, okay, yes, fear, you're there. Okay, I hear you. We're not we're not repressing it. We're not pushing it away. We're just going, okay, yes, that was then, and now is now, and here's where I'm going, and this is where my passion lies. This is where my excitement is. And guess what? The universe recreates what you focus on. So, do you have any other techniques that you use with your clients to get them to shift from a negative state into a positive state?
Well, the number one thing is to really just focus on abundance, because it's scarcity that is the fear, and which keeps us from dreaming, because we're like, well, what if like I don't get it, or what if, or, you know, it's the scarcity. And if you're really living in this world, like, it's abundance. Like, look at America. I mean, give me a break. We live in like total abundance. Like, if you've ever visited a third world country, you'd be like, oh my God, like, I live in the land of opportunity. Everything is an opportunity here, because there's so much abundance, but you have to open yourself up to the possibility of abundance, and then let it flow into you.
And I mean, we will have India people listening in on here. So we have people from all walks of life, all backgrounds of life. But the truth is, it doesn't matter what background we come from. In one of my courses, there was this guy who was from the Bronx. He was from the slums, and he just didn't take no for an answer. He didn't identify with being a slum person. For whatever reason, he decided he was going to be a fashion designer, and that's what he did. There's another child in India, orphan, decided from young on he was going to become an airline pilot. And in one of my other interviews, I interviewed the teacher of the Ramanas Garden in India, and she was the one who ran the orphanage school, and he was just determined. When he reached time to go to university, there were no more funds. He applied to the school for a year. Everything was rejected. He said, no, Mom, you know, it's like, I'm going to get there. He just kept on keeping on until after 2 years. She actually, short before they got their acceptance letter, she again had asked, well, what do you think? She didn't want him to be disappointed, you know, and he's like, no, it's going to come, watch it. And 2 years after high school and finishing and being ready to graduate, he got the Canadian invitation, and he is now, as we speak, taking the pilot's training in Canada, coming from India. As an outcast, he shouldn't have gone to school. He shouldn't have gotten any higher education. He got it. He got it, and he's now becoming a pilot. His dream came true. Just because in that school, they supported the kids to have dreams of what is possible. But even when the teacher, the top head person, was like, oh my God, I don't want him to really get burnt on this one. It's a little bit big of a dream. He held onto it, and it came true.
Yeah, because it's the perseverance and the moving forward, regardless of the circumstances. Because we have, this is the thing, in life you're going to be thrown so many obstacles and so many things in the way. But that is what I believe is what you were put in on your soul contract. I decided, I want to learn forgiveness. I want to learn unconditional love, all these things. So all these obstacles are put in our way, and we have to go and overcome these to really become who we are.
Yeah, beautiful. The virtues, develop the power. Yes, virtues in who we really want to become as soul. Oh, I love that. Thank you. I know that we are coming to an end of our time here. It's been very inspiring talking with you. I love that you are the walking example of having walked yourself out of severe illness in the beginning of your life for 4 years. And then you said enough's enough, and you took research into your own hand. And slowly but surely, and with perseverance, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, to really move out of an illness, you gotta have perseverance.
Yeah, and total belief. Right, because it's been
and faith. That's something that we haven't. That's another thing we haven't touched on is faith and belief, because all those play a role in manifestation.
Yes. So how do you create that belief and trust and faith in the higher force?
Well, faith is something that it's like Wi-Fi. You have to believe in it. It's there, but you can't see it. So you have to believe in it, and you have to take the steps forward no matter what. And you have to trust, and just moving forward little by little.
And I believe that stories like yours, stories like so many different teachers here who've been speaking, are examples of the possible. When they overcame the impossible and made it possible, when they created big dreams out of impossibilities, or whatever they did, we are all sharing stories of what has worked. And it's up to each one of us to say, if she could do it, I can do it.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not, like I said before, I'm not some special person. I just focused beyond my fear. And that's what actually, if you listen to any of the successful people that have made it big financially or professionally, they say, they focused beyond their fear, and they moved past their fear.
Yes. Yes, yes. So we keep focusing, and I love how you say, make a vision board for every aspect of the 8 petals that belong to the whole picture of happiness and wellness. There is nutrition, that is physical health, that is financial health, that is spiritual health, that is your relationship health, your family, as well as your romantic health, that is your purpose in life, your job description, whatever it might be. Figure your 8 petals out, and then make a board for that. Do you have online classes, or how do people get in touch with you?
Yeah, the website is soulfulrevolution.com.
It's one word.
We're going to have online classes coming, and all different types of things where you can interact with 8 petals, and 4-week courses.
Okay, and it's soulful.
Yeah, Soulful Revolution.
One word, soulful.com. Soulfulrevolution.com. We will also put that underneath in the sales button. We'll make that connect to that website. The other one is 101 ways to happiness.com. Yeah, to be happy. And that will be the free giveaway. So we have 2 ways of getting in touch with you and pursuing vision questing, creating the dreams in our lives and making them come true. Thank you very, very much, Allison. I appreciate your help here in promoting and spreading the good words on how we can create and dream big and making a difference in our own and other people's lives.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm signing out now. It was a pleasure talking with you. Thank you so much.
Bye.